that one, but first I want to comment about our HBCUs and the fact that I've mentioned that student debt has increased over 400%, 440% actually in the past 25 years. And when we look specifically at HBCUs, that number it has increased. Students who attend those institutions leave with about $25,000 in debt, an average of about $6,400 a year. So when we talk about increasing our enrollment at schools, we need to clearly see that alongside of that comes with being able to afford going to school. And that has a lot to do with the scholarships. And I appreciate the amendment that was put forth on yesterday. Regret that it did not pass. And I hope that the amendment that came out today is truly going to be what it said it is. I've been around here long enough to know that I can be skeptical about some things. And we can't just talk the talk, we've got to walk it too. So we'll be watching. I think they could have found some money for today for that amendment, but we'll see what happens. I hope that the sensitivity will be there, as we do not have a diverse board of governors. I don't think we have any member of that body who's ever attended an HBCU and fully understands what happens and could happen for our students. So I'm going to be prayerful about it, and I'm going to be watchful along with the other members here to see what really happens. Now, as it relates to our teachers and the raises, when we say that we have 5% across the board, I think you're going to have teachers who've been in this profession for a long time, such as my daughter, who's been teaching now for 17 years, who is a little bit depressed about the fact that her raise will not be 5%, but it will be 2.25. And so, you know, we just need to be very honest about what it really does. And so I'm not sure if we're talking about having teachers, having young people to come into this profession. When you take a new job, not only are you looking at what you make, but you're also looking at benefits. You're looking down the road at what will happen 5-10 years and where that will place you in terms of longevity. No business that I know of does not compensate you for the time in. So when we look at this scale, the more time you have in as a teacher, the less your percentage in terms of an increase is. So, you know, we really need to be very honest about what has happened here. I am too concerned about the fact that we're using a lottery, and as I said, I don't play it, never bought a ticket, don't have an interest in it, but don't want to keep people who want to do it. That's why I voted for it in the first place. But I also know that those funds are promised, but not guaranteed. And when you look at this budget, when we go back into it, if the monies are not raised, then that means that there are going to be more cuts in areas where our citizens can't afford it. So I have some ongoing concerns about it. I just think that also having retired just 2 years ago from higher education, that tenure, longevity, retirement is important. I think as you improve yourself and you go on, you get a master's degree, whatever that area is, I think you ought to be paid for it, because, you know, young people today don't stay in the same area. So if you're teaching, for example, in 2nd and 3rd grade, why shouldn't you be paid for a master's degree in reading? But those are some concerns that I have. I'll be watching very closely to see what comes back from the Senate.
Representative Bobby Richardson and Representative Reed and then Representative Hall.